I lost the camera. Hello, everybody. If I could figure out where this stupid thing is supposed to go now. But from my work live streams, I had set up a different way to do the camera. And this didn't work out very well for this one. Where is it there? Okay. Hey, there it is. Okay. Except now I don't know where it is. Oh, look at that. We're big now. Okay. There we go. All right. That's more like what we were supposed to be. Something like it. Anyhow, good morning, everybody. Ugh.
Or afternoon
No,
or evening.
it's morning. It's morning. Yeah, actually, it feels like it's evening. I was just saying that after this, I'm going back to bed again. Need to catch up on all the sleep I haven't had in the last couple of weeks. So let's see. Let's go through the official stuff. Yeah, that's been happening lately. I started breaking the camera when I started doing live streams from Scotty's house down in Austin because the configuration has to change and gets all screwed up. But anyway, I think it took me like 20 minutes to get the thing straightened out when I was in Austin, so at least it was a lot quicker this time. Gotta find some time to. Oh, that's interesting. All right. Um, I gotta find some time to actually go through the settings and everything. The phrase that pays. Squirrels can't read. Did we include the apostrophe in that?
We did,
Okay.
although I don't know what you put in the actual script checker.
I will look at the script checker now. Just gonna come up on my screen to get that out of the way. Yep, yep. You must use the apostrophe. I could change it right now to have it with and without the apostrophe, so that's what I'm gonna do. Be safe.
Yeah, it also, let me show you something here.
In game. Prize phrase needs to be said in game. It could be said in any chat, universal, universe chat, always universal, universe chat, zone, locals, whispers, doesn't matter. Anywhere that you could type in chat, type the phrase and it will count. You could also make a purchase on the website, extra character slots, Kodos, and
Bank
that
slot.
bank
Yeah.
slot. Yeah, and those will also uh, put you into the drawing. Okay. Should put in a secret phrase. You like to modify the phrase, put something in secret. Anyway.
This is what your original one looks like on my screen. I don't think it was escaped correctly.
Oh, that's lovely. All right, so I'm going to. Yeah, you're right. That's that thing we were just talking about, that smart thing.
Hmm.
I hate Windows. Microsoft needs to die. Save. Okay, all right. So I've modified that as well. and I am re-uploading it.
And if that, you'd need a very tiny keyboard.
Very tiny keyboard. Okay. Alrighty. Now let me see where am I. Yes, let's get this done. So this is not the official stream yet, basically. Cement. Okay. Okie dokies. All right. So, well, this is the pre-stream. This is the official stream, but it's not started yet because I am as disorganized as I always am. Okie dokie. All right.
Okay, that looks right now.
Yep. It should be good now. And of course, that's not effective until we actually run the drawing, so nobody has to redo their stuff. Everything's good.
I have a question, though.
Mm-hmm.
Since you didn't actually escape it out, you just put in the correct apostrophe. Is that going to close that thing at Squirrels Can?
What do you mean close? Oh, I see what you're saying. That is a good point. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it might match anyway, because anyone who said squirrels can't read already said squirrels can in the
Yeah,
process.
well, that's true.
So,
Yep. Well, we shall see. Worst case is that it doesn't pull up winners, and we make some changes and rerun the thing.
choices of phrases going forward.
Yeah, definitely something to keep in mind. So, okay. Seems streamlined to me. Okay. All right. Let me get my my script in front of me, and now we will start the real thing. Okay. Put on my radio voice. Welcome to Shroud of the Avatar's 141st release live stream. Each month we have a live stream after we publish the game update. This month's update went live on August 28th. Usually we have the live stream on the Friday following the release, and that is what today is. Normally we've recently shifted, and normally we would try to do the release on Monday, the last Monday of the month, and then have the stream on Friday, or maybe even on the weekend. I might be doing some things like that, but this month we had to delay the release because things were not ready, and we did the release on Thursday. So, Shadow of the Avatar is a free-to-play online game with over 400 zones to explore, with even more player-created towns and dungeons. Follow us here on Twitch at /Shroud of the Avatar, on Facebook at /Shroud of the Avatar, or via RSS on our website, shroudoftheavatar.com. We also have 3 optional subscription tiers that can help support the game. The subscription plans page can be found on our website in the store menu. Basically, if you really wanted to, you could do everything in this game free. But if you subscribe to the game or purchase stuff in the Crown Store, then you are supporting the game's development. The more you help us to support the game by supporting the game, the more content we could get into the game quicker. All right.
Yeah,
All
we
right.
do make a point of always having something new that doesn't have to be bought. New recipes, new items dropping in the world, something new every month that isn't just stuff to buy.
Yeah, exactly. So like this month we have a dungeon room that went in that's craftable, right?
Uh-huh. And
So
recipe 3 recipes for fish racks, smoking racks. So it
cool.
holds them high above a campfire that you can place.
Yes, high above, space for the campfire. Um, all right, so continuing on, we have at least one live stream a month providing updates on game development as well as upcoming events and sales. Today, we will have two prizing giveaways at the end of our first hour and one more for each hour after that. Uh, this month, I've actually had, what did we do about, I think this is the fourth stream for this month with all the dev work streams. But we'll talk about that a little bit more. To enter the prizing, enter the phrase "squirrels can't read" into any in-game chat, including whispers, or make a purchase on the website. Players can enter the phrase in-game or make a purchase on the website to enter anytime during the day of the stream prior to or during the live stream up to the drawings themselves. We will add a bonus round of prize drawings for each hype train level completed by the folks watching the stream in Twitch. Hype trains are reset every hour, so basically you have some opportunities to get extra prize drawings every hour of the stream. To do the hype train, just have to cheer some bits, and that'll get the hype train going if everybody starts doing that. So
I don't think you're going to go longer than an hour.
probably not. I think I'm like sleepwalking right now. Um, but it's in the script, so gotta read it. All right. Okay. So we're at the introduction stage where I am Ravalox, and I am the chief cook and bottle washer for the game. And yeah, sleep talking is right. And so I pretty much wear about 7 different hats or so, and um, fill in a whole bunch of different roles and things like that. So I am pretty much kept very busy. And along with me today is Allium. Allium,
Who does patch notes and release notes and bug form triage and intake and makes a bunch of items now, which Ravalox has been helping me with because he's added another hat recently in terms of 3D modeling. So
that's right.
he can flip a fish mesh for me so I could make a
uh,
pretty dungeon entrance.
yeah, it's I've been watching, you know, well, I shouldn't say watching, but Scotty's been tutoring me on 3D modeling for uh, years, actually. And but I've never had time to actually do anything with it. And it was literally like one day it just all clicked and I was able to start doing stuff. The um, the concept of it is straightforward. I mean, I've been doing 3D work since the days of Doom back in the 90s, but the tools today are very complex. The 3ds Max is the interface is the problem. Is there's so many different things you like, you know what you want to do or what you need to do, but having to remember where to go in that program and make it happen is so damn complicated. But just recently, it's just all of a sudden just be like, oh yeah, all right, I remember where to go for this, and so the more I touch it, the more easier that happens and such and so on. But my goal, of course, is to get to a point where Scotty and I can both be working when I go down there together to, in parallel, be both working on different mesh-related things. So we might be able to cut the amount of time it takes to repair and make new houses in half. Um, I'm getting pretty good at it. I still don't consider myself to be an expert because of the interfaces and stuff, but I've definitely been able to do more and more complex stuff. So yeah, which also I said this. I think I said this during one of my dev streams that because I've got more skills now, it means that I need to I find myself needing to put out stuff that's better because I know how to do it better. So it's taking longer for me to make stuff because of that, adding in more crap. But anyway, yes. So Scotty couldn't make it today. Uh, we were hoping that he would be in today to talk about housing. Um, if any of you guys have watched our dev live streams, they're a little long. I think we had two 6-hour ones, a 3-hour one, a 2-hour one. They're kind of long, but definitely a lot of good information in there and insight into how things are built and interesting things about what we're doing. Um, so right now we have 6 row houses that are, in a quote unquote fixed state. Um, and there's still a few things like the lighting that needs to be tweaked a little bit. I've been working on the fireplaces, but those are the base houses that are the default ones that are put out in when you claim a lot in an NPC town on a row house lot or in a POT, 2 different styles of houses. But now that those are done, Scotty's building a new row house from scratch, and it'll have a whole new look to it. And during our dev live streams, our work streams, he was showing that off. I think it was the last one that Scotty was in. That would probably be the one that was labeled Part 2 up on YouTube. And we were basically we're ready to start talking about a lot of stuff, and so sadly, Scotty had some unexpected things going on, so he wasn't able to be on the stream today. But next time we stream, I expect that we'll be having a lot of stuff to talk about with the houses, and we'll be getting ready to move on to different houses, larger houses soon. So let me see now. Get lost in my scripty thing here. Okay, so I'm jumping around a little bit, so sorry about that. Housekeeping. This is the next thing in my script. So first off, just want to say is if you're flagged as PvP, you're accepting the risks of PvP. So I'm aware that some people like to flag for PvP because they get a bonus, because there's more risk involved, so you get a little bit XP bonus for running around in game flagged as PvP. But if you do that, expect that you will be hunted down and killed. So, um, basically, you can't get upset with other PvP players because they located you and decided to start whacking away at you there and showing you what ghosts look like. So just keep that in mind. It's not griefing and abuse if you are flagged for PvP. So if you don't want to be bothered while you're mining or gathering resources or even just hunting, then don't flag. It's probably the best thing to do. Uh, I guess in a related type of thing, there's been uh, I guess I don't know how to start the lead in here is that we've actually been fixing stuck spots, right, Allium?
Ah, yes. I have taken up following the reports of people using /stuck and fixing them as they go. For the last few months, there have been a lot of stuck spots fixed. When you use that interface, there's a notes field. If you are stuck on player deco, please just let me know that it's player deco so I know that there isn't a world building bug there that I need to fix. You can still use stuck for that. Just let me know.
Yep. It's in a slightly related note. I saw somebody in universe. I don't remember who it was. Had said something about their neighbors' pets were glitching out and going on their lot. Apparently that
Yep,
was
I pinged
a
him in
thing.
Discord.
Oh, okay, good.
If,
All right.
yep,
And I
if
guess
your neighbor's pets are glitching out onto your lot, that means there's a piece of deco in the area that is broken that we need to go investigate. So please bug report the location.
yeah, exactly. Okay. In slightly backwards on the script, I have placed out in Casolatos except for the house because I can't. Well, I might be able to do that in the future, but right now I can't place the house out here. Um, there's 4 prizes out in front of here. The prizes for today will be a potted fountain palm tree, a clockwork umbrella, a large that thing there, the red thorn
Red thorn
flower.
flower.
I am tired. And a cobalt rotunda gazebo. Yeah, that gazebo. Um, the
And
um,
the fifth prize.
the fifth prize is a um, what? Which house was that? It's the Viking Village Player House.
The
Inn.
clockwork
Yeah.
the clockwork umbrella is pretty neat. It actually does have an effect on the weather. What happens is every 15 minutes, the system does a check and decides whether it's going to change the weather to the next thing in the cycle. Putting up a clockwork umbrella increases the chances that the weather will change the next time it hits one of those 15-minute marks. And if a bunch of people do it in the same scene in that same time period, that chance increases even more.
Pretty neat stuff.
So you have a chance to make it rain with it.
So I can open this umbrella, right?
Yes, but it will not rain in Casolatos.
Oh, well, yeah.
Unless you dev make it rain.
But how do I open the umbrella?
/ open umbrella,
Ah, okay.
or open your emotes menu.
Hitting all the wrong keys. So there you go. Yeah, Casolatos is hardwired to not rain.
Yeah, it's got a slight haze to the sky that was actually designed for swamps that makes the hills look nice in the distance.
And I see this is the weather control right there.
Yep.
Aw, trying to stay out of the sun. Okay. All right.
Yeah, the undead don't like the sun.
Okay, so let's move on. Um, All right, sales. So Crowns of the Obsidian are on sale 20% off on the website, and this is until Friday coming up, 1 week from today, which I am looking here, at the end of the 5th. So, and as we all know, that guy Ravalox tends to not get the patches in on time, so the sale may creep into Saturday for a little bit, but we shall see how that goes. Oh, an umbrella hat, that would be interesting.
Ah, and that does count as making it rain. Thank you, Simon.
Um, that
And
that sounds like a good wish list item, actually.
yeah, there's been a couple of new players expressing some confusion about the 30% Crown Store sale that's noted in the release notes. And I've changed the text going forward. I'm sure most of you already know. That means that the sales section, the 9 items that go on sale every 2 hours, goes up to 30% off rather than 20% off. It's not a discount on the whole Crown Store.
Right, exactly. Um, So yeah, so the crowns were 20% off for the week, and then as Allium just said, when the cycling 2 hour sales, the sale items change every 2 hours. Go into the ground store here. So you go downstairs, we have 9 items that are on sale, and in 24 minutes this will cycle out to 9 new items. So these are the things that are 30% off as opposed to the normal 20%. 20% off on sale. And then the third item that's on sale are deed upgrades. They're 20% off. And of course, yes, there was a glitch with getting the deed upgrades on sale immediately with the release. Um, Only one player was affected by this, so we're refunding the difference for the sale. So, and I will hopefully do that before I go to bed today. I have all the stuff, check the logs, and we got the amount of kodos that I owe the gentleman back, and we'll be sending that out and all that neat stuff. So, um, but that one it just didn't get into the patch. That's code changes to invoke those discounts. Okay, so we got our login reward coming up tomorrow night. Oh no, 31st. There are 31 days in August. Did you know that? Nobody knew that. Nobody
I
knew.
knew that.
Nobody knew that.
There's a whole rhyme about how many days are in each month.
Um, So yeah, so basically Sunday night we'll be invoking the change and login rewards will change over from August to September, and September is a studious squirrel statue, which I probably should grab and put out here, right? Um, well,
I think Lainey put out on Hometown.
oh, okay. Well, then I'll go to hometown.
Okay.
There we go. Is she already? She has all the other stuff out there too, then, right? I think.
She has all the stuff that you made store entries for.
Gotcha.
I think she was waiting to see the other ones go in first.
Understood. All right. Okay, so let's go over to the display area. Slow unloading today here. All right, so that's
No, you
last
are
month's
streaming.
stuff. Well, yeah, that's true. Oh, I'm also running a lot of extra stuff in the background right now. So there is the regular squirrel, and I guess. Well, wait a minute. I'm confused. Um, there he is. Okay, there we go. There. Okay, so this will be our login reward, and it's a squirrel statue who is reading a book because he's going back to squirrel. So we got that one, and then there's also going to be in the store these three different sizes of a squirrel who is checking out an acorn.
And I believe you were fluffing up the tail a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm doing this is mesh work that needs to be done here. So basically, took a model of the squirrel, but because the squirrel has kind of like the VFX for the fluff on the tail, it does this kind of I don't know, it's a lobster looking thing, but so I'm tweaking that up a little bit to make it a little bit more rounded and stuff like that. So there will be some visual improvements to the squirrel. This flat piece on the back is going to be arced more along the lines of what the main tail is doing. So I'll be doing that. And that's part of my 3ds Max 3D modeling stuff that I've been learning about and doing. So anyway, yeah, so that'll be the login reward, and I think he's cute. So there you go. Okay, I'll go back over to actually decoration station. I'll go over there and I'll put up the house too. Um, can it hold an in-game book? No, it can't. It's
Um,
just one
we do have
thing.
the book displays, but I think the squirrel is too small for full-size books.
Yeah, yeah, it's scaled down a bit. Cute idea though. I like that. Heavy literature. All right, let's see, do it on this side here. Boom. Okay. Okay, so this is the 5th prize. I kind of lovingly call the grand prize. Um, Village-sized inn. So it's like a hotel, and it's got a lot of rooms in it. Pretty much the same thing, going up a few stories. Yeah, I'm gonna probably set something up in Castle Atos where I could put another housing lot in there. You know, maybe outside the castle or something. So that way we could show off the stuff all in Castle Atos. Okay, so get back over to Castle Atos and talk about. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so I had it on the topic list for talk about the housing stuff. As I touched on a second ago there that Scotty's unavailable to talk about the stuff today, but we are working on the houses, and um, that's it's going to get quicker as we go along. We basically we had to get in there and figure out some stuff, how some of the stuff works. It's like old old art, old technology that you know, all the people who were working on that type of stuff obviously are gone, and there were no documentation. So I had to kind of reverse engineer a few things. In addition, we found a whole bunch of ways to optimize the houses. I've talked about this in the past, so I don't want to belabor that too much. But we did actually find another thing that could be optimized, and that's one of the main things that we streamed about in the last stream that Scotty and I did together. We were doing a proof of concept for some research and development on this, which it passed. So when a house is built, you have to have the mesh that the textures are attached to. So everything you're seeing in the game has a wire mesh behind it to make it 3D and all that. But then if I just put that into the game with nothing else, you'd be able to walk through it all. So there's another mesh that's attached to it that's called the collision mesh. So that way you and the NPCs know where the walls are so you don't walk through it. Then there's also a decoration surface mesh that's added in. So it's at least 3 different meshes, sometimes even more meshes that need to be applied. And of course, for every mesh that's put in there, your CPU has to calculate more stuff, GPU has to draw more crap, um, and it slows things down. So if you could imagine, just like other things that we talked about, the uh, if you go into Arteris or Brittany Alleys that have like 150 or more row houses in them, uh, they were not optimized correctly. They were not using LODs correctly. The graphics were not, the images and everything were not optimized, so the files were big. We're fixing all that stuff, and in addition, the row houses had extra extra meshes, extra polygons, and things that were, as I was joking on one of my last work streams, that it's like in real life, carpenters and stuff, they tend to leave things in your walls when they build your house because, they don't feel it's optimal to run out and throw their coffee cups in the garbage, so they end up inside your walls. Um, and it's digitally, that's what happened here. There's extra stuff inside the walls that nobody would ever see. So Scotty, being the perfectionist that he is, went through it and cleaned everything out. And we literally got rid of thousands of vertices and tries and all sorts of stuff out of these houses. So they are very much optimized now. The last thing,
Interruption.
go ahead.
Swing your camera around and make it day.
Oh, sure. Sorry. Okay.
Look, there's people
Yay,
and
people.
dragons, or possibly wyverns,
Yep. Yeah.
and a polar bear.
Slew out a little bit. Fluffy. All right. While you guys are here, definitely take part in the buff, the Castellatos buff.
Oh, yeah, there's a crowd there.
Yeah. So,
The fountain on this side gives a buff for health and focus that's for 3 days, and for crits that's only 1 day. And the more people that are in the scene at the time when you get the buff, the bigger it is. So if we're all gathered for a live stream, it's a good time to get it.
yep. Let's see. Currently, it's at Mighty. So, with a few more people, it'll get up to the maximum. Yeah, Seal put it out in universe. So, yeah, anybody else, get over here, get yourself 3 days of bonus. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, where was I? Oh yeah, okay. So the last thing we discovered, well, I kind of knew about it for a while, but I wasn't sure if we could do this for the houses. So basically, the decoration surfaces that we put in are extra layers, and well, bottom line is discovered they're not needed. So the script can be attached directly to the texture mesh, the mesh that's at the wireframe that all the images of the walls are actually attached to. So that eliminates, I could actually eliminate 2 out of the 3 meshes right off the bat. I could apply collision directly to the drawing of the house, and I could apply decoration scripts to it. It just requires modification of how the house is built. So normally what we do is the house is 2 main meshes, the external of the house and then the internal, or yeah, exterior and interior of the house. So the row houses, for instance, would basically be a shell on the outside, and then the inside would be all the different floors and everything, and all be one mesh. And then the second mesh for the collision would be like a copy of that that would have collision applied to it. Then the third mesh, which would end up, let's say if it's a 3 or 4 story house, will actually be a few meshes, one for all the walls, one for all the floors, one for all the ceilings, etc. Um, this is wasteful. So in certain circumstances, we may have to do um, uh, some specific special meshes for it. But in like the row houses, for instance, we tested this and determined that it absolutely works. That when we build the house, we'll build the exterior, we'll build the interior, but we don't build the interior as one big mesh. We'll build the interior as one mesh for all the floors, one mesh for the walls, and one mesh for the ceilings, and one mesh for the bottom floor separately. And then uh, that's what the textures will be applied to. And then when they're brought in and we make the prefabs for the actual game, we'll just apply the scripts to those meshes, so now they will also act as the deco surfaces and the collision. So, and we tested this out, it works great. So that basically will reduce the load time for the house itself by 2/3 by default. As we get into the bigger houses, we already suspect that there'll be certain more complex areas where players could get stuck or something if we don't put in a collision mesh or something. So we may have to have a collision mesh for certain areas of the house. Basically, I proposed all this to Scotty, and I said, look, it's going to put more work on the person who builds the houses. But once the houses are built, then the rest of the process is a lot simpler. The performance for the game increases exponentially. The more houses there are in the scene or the zone, and so on and so forth. So that's one of the big things there. Uh, so there's chat stuff I'll talk about in a second here, but so I'm laughing. Um, Yeah, so right now Scotty's working on the new house, which is a thatched roof house, and it's a gonna be Scotty. Do I have to say anything more? It's gonna be a way more accurate representation of a uh,
Traditional thatching patterns.
yeah, thatching roof, and the roof already looks great. And Wattle and Daub, I think, is the right um, naming. So basically, it's mud and is it? I guess it'd be Daub. Daub is the mud. I think Wattle is the wood.
The canes and rushes that, yeah,
Yeah,
provide a base for it.
right. And so as with everything Scotty does, that they're gonna obviously come out awesome. If you watch our work streams, you'll have already been able to see a preview of what the roof looks like on the existing uh, um, stucco texture that we have for those houses, which actually could also be seen right here in the background on this. Um, I guess is that the blacksmith area, whatever over there, or that's a restaurant or something. I can't remember. So he's going to be creating all new textures for that, and that's going to be our template for going forward with row houses. Of all the other row houses still need to be repaired, and so all the bugs are being fixed on all the existing stuff, and new versions of that will be made. So once the base unit, or what we're calling the standard um, version of the thatched roof row house is finished, then there will be, I think it's 2 additional or 3 additional variations of the floor plan internally in the house that will also be there. And there'll be versions that match those new floor plans made of the red roof and uh, well, we call it the shingle one, but it's basically it's a red shingle, and then we have like a kind of a light brown beige shingle version of the row house. Those are the base ones. So it'll be exponential as we do this. All the new floor plans and everything will be able to go back and apply to pre-existing houses, and then so those will create new houses that way as well. And all these houses will be put into bundles, so you'll be able to go up and say, I want a legacy row house, and you'll be able to get that bundle and then choose whatever row house you want out of the bundle. And then there'll be a bundle for the new houses as well. And
It's
we'll
about
move
time
from
to run
there.
prizes.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll give you a couple minutes to get your phrases in if you have not. The phrase is, once again, squirrels. Squirrels can't read, right? Plural?
Yep.
Yeah. Squirrels can't read. I swear they can't. And and then we'll run the thing in 4 minutes. Um, okay, so lava stuff. This month I was hoping to get more content in. Still working on it, so it's just gonna, I'm gonna sprinkle it in as I go along. This is one of the things I've been talking about for a long time now. It does not make sense for us to try to say that we're gonna have a release every month and we're gonna do content, and even with, we already been saying that our content months are basically once every 3 releases, uh, but because we have to do a release every month, we have to literally stop work, and we have the commitments every month to do the rewards and everything. So it definitely causes problems as far as getting the content done, especially now that the content is getting more complex. And Sanio's working on a zone. Episode 2 is being worked on. A lot of this stuff is not gonna. It's was it um, there's no quick rewards, no quick do something for 5 seconds and say, oh look, there you go, new content this month, new content next month. This stuff is getting more complex, so it's taking longer to get it done with the size of the team as it is, which we've keep on saying over and over, but it's true. So um, this is not sustainable as far as doing monthly releases in a full-blown manner. So I got to figure out a way around that and get it to a point where we don't have to stop our development. Um, Not to mention I have to keep shedding. I have to shed more hats. So we have our intern. Hopefully, the intern is gonna um, work out very well and take on some of the monthly tasks. Like I haven't even sent out the newsletter yet because it's on my plate to do. So that needs to go out. That needs to go out in the next day or two. Um, doo, doo, doo.
Yep. I traded you that for the bug rewards.
Yep. Yeah, that was I think I won in that trade. So
Oh, I don't mind at all.
and I don't mind doing them. It's of course time issues, but I could be more consistent with the newsletter than I can with the bug rewards. So all right. Let's see something. Okay, nice. Okay, so let's do the prizes, and then I'll show you guys some stuff here. So might go a little bit over 1 hour. Um,
While you're doing that, there's one more thing I wanted to mention.
okay, please.
This month I added to streamer bundles an item that's 100% chance to drop, which is an empty streamer bundle. So if you were keeping them around to use as deco, you can go ahead and open them and then just place the empty streamer bundle right back down where the full one was. And then you'll have extra stuff, although fewer bathtubs.
All right, running the prize. Okay, now let me go scroll back here because I know there was a bunch of stuff I was wanted to.
B, that's not a bad idea. I will look at that. And belladonna, I actually took 4 of them to place together and make a cat bed. The cat dude, the phrase that pays is squirrels can't read.
Yep, and you have like 30 seconds to get it in there. Why did that fail? Oh, you know what? It might not like that.
That
Yeah,
apostrophe? Yeah.
yeah, it failed on it. Well, I could try.
It just needs to be escaped out. Just
Well,
put a dash slash in front of it.
yeah, I could try that. I have a couple of things I could do. I could also use double quotes to encase it, but Python's pretty forgiving for that.
Merrick, I don't think you're gonna make it.
What's he doing?
He's still
Oh.
patching.
um,
Although I suppose it depends on how long it takes Ravalox to fix the script.
okay. Actually, yeah, the editor showed me the escape worked. So, submit. Check out. Hold my beer. We're waiting on Merrick.
And as a
Ah,
random and as a random bit of trivia, the open book patterns that went in this month had been wishlist requested for a long, long time. And I had them all ready to go, like a year and a half ago. And then the month that they were going to go in, Devil Cult invented the book displays. And they didn't work with books patterned with the open book pattern because the default rotation of the item wasn't what the display was expecting. So I've been poking at this on and off all this time, and it took this long to figure out how to trick it into doing the right rotation, so I could put the patterns available to everyone.
yeah, I couldn't figure it out. She did.
I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was, because there is an item type for books that are rotated that Devil Cult made when he made the book displays, because there are a few books in game that are rotated. And there's an item type for books that you can write in, but they're not the same one and you can't combine them. So I thought we were going to have to figure out how to invent a whole new type. And no, I just managed to trick the rotation on the prefab.
You have to say the phrase in game, guys. Any chat. There you go. Yep. Do what Andrew did. Oh, Merrick is in. All right, running the prizes. Running the prizes. All bets are
Cat,
down. No new
Cat Dude is
bets.
still patching.
Well, I'm sure we'll. Well, I got 2 of them to run, so
Okay.
we'll give a little bit of a gap in the, assuming this passes. All right, while we're waiting for that to run. Okay, that worked. There we go. Okay, so I figure I'll show you some stuff. while we're waiting. Um, this is the new Black Blade dungeon room. This is basically ripped out of the Black Blade dungeon. It's a section of it, and obviously slightly modified to make it into a player dungeon room. Um, Bunch of stuff that I could say here, like that actually verified, made sure this was on grid. That's a whole nother conversation we could have. Um, uh,
But there were some issues with the original room in Black Blade Pass that got copied over because we weren't aware of them. I wasn't aware of them when I recommended that he take this to make a
yeah,
dungeon room out of.
this was the first one on the list too. Um, now
Oh, it's a nice looking room. It's the right size. It's
oh
got
yeah,
passages. It's good.
yeah,
It just needs some work.
it's pretty big. I mean, compared to a lot of the other rooms in, it's for me bigger is better, I guess, but whatever. Interestingly enough, the issues weren't technically copied over. It's our method of doing that that is a problem. So, what we're talking about
Well,
here, go ahead.
there were some because players have told me that they get accidental burn damage in the real scene too.
Right, right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's the method that we use. So the real scene has the same method, and it uses this rectangle. So I'll show you. This is actually the better area here to make it obvious, right? So if I go here and I go to the lava damage and show you, it's a rectangle, and that's pretty much our only choice by default is to make these fishing, we call them volumes. So fishing volume, the damage volume, all those volumes are rectangles, and of course the height of them has to be set correctly so that way you don't swim in. As anybody was watching my last work stream, I was swimming around this dungeon because uh, the volume was too high, so I was ended up swimming over the land. Of course, that's all been fixed. But so damage wise, now even this one here, I moved it a little bit before um, uh, the one that's in the game right now. These lines were a little bit farther out, so you could actually get burn damage closer out there. Even this, if you stand here, you'll get burn damage, which, in my opinion, is okay because you're standing right next to lava. I mean, you're gonna get burned. So, but um,
No, we've been pretty consistent throughout most of the places in the world where there's lava that you can go right up to the edge generally.
yeah, well, the point is that I'm gonna fix it. So like back here, you definitely should be able to, even if I left it that way where it's close to the edge, you would you would expect that you'd be able to hug the wall and avoid lava damage. Obviously, the way this is set up, you will definitely have that chance. Now, lava damage is only a one in something chance for it to trigger. It's not, a rare thing, but it's not all the time. Um, what I'm going to do, and this has to do again with my new skill set of being able to go in and do 3D modeling. I will have to go and make a custom mesh that will actually follow the shape of the lava pool. So I will be doing that for both of these sections because same thing happens here. Now in this one here, I could split this off a little bit like well, let me bring up this is the back. I need the front. It's supposed to be up here. Confusing. That's all the stuff together, but go down here, go to trigger, blah, 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 and lava damage there. So, like over here, I could make this that way the lava damage starts closer to where the lava is, so that way you could stand right on the edge and you won't get harmed. And because this is literally just a little pool, I'm not really worried about going out and getting damaged on the far end of it. But same thing over here, even if you just walk through here, and this is the main entrance to the room, you go through here, you're going to get damaged even if you don't go near the lava. So um, it does deserve attention and needs to be modified. And of course, when I modify it here, I'll be able to fix Black Blade Pass itself as well, because it'll use the same meshes to clean that up.
I don't see another run of the script pending.
No, I didn't run it because we were waiting for. Oh, Chattel's
Oh,
in. Okay.
okay.
All
I
right.
thought you said you had run too. Never mind.
Yep. No, no. I was being nice and waiting. So, yes, I don't know if we'll, get to a second full hour here to be able to do another one. So, just want to make sure everybody got the chance. Yes, I care. The more you know. So anyway, that's one of the things I'm working on right now with this. I mean, there's some very minor um, adjustments like this one right here. And I'm pointing it out myself, so you don't have to bother uh, reporting it. But each one of these things is a segment on its own, and Unity has this wonderful bug that it shifts. See here, I'll like I don't know if you guys can even read the numbers on this thing, probably not, but um, if I go here and look, we'll see, yeah, this one here is at negative 4.01000002, and like another long ass number for the y coordinate, which means it's not aligned with all the other ones to eliminate the seams. So you start getting what we call marching ants. You can see there's some marching ants right there on that, or you'll be able to see um, this type of line, and then of course because the lava's underneath there, the lava shows up. Now the line itself would be invisible to you pretty much in the game because the void is black, so you wouldn't see it. But
Yeah,
the lava sticks through, so needs to be fixed. So
yeah. And right now, also what's sticking through is a blue ramp.
oh yeah, and I already fixed that on this side, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's
they need to know what it
uh,
is.
minus 4, 0, 12. So minus 4, 0, and 12. And it takes numbers when I type them in manually, but basically when I pasted the room in from Blackblade, it just recalculated the placement of all the stuff, and as Scotty calls it, it's a rounding error. Uh, Hopefully in the future versions of Unity, this has been resolved, and we'll be able to fix that. But for now, one of the last things I have to do when I go and make a new prefab of any kind, I have to go down all the little entries here and make sure that they're all whole numbers. So like there, oh, just had it. Where'd it go? I clicked on something and there it is. Minus 89.98. That's just supposed to be minus 90, and you know, it's just ridiculous. But that's what it does. So I have to go around and fix all those too. So there's some uh, minor visual bugs going on in here. But I think the only other issue is the lava damage. So we'll get that sorted out, and that should definitely
Um,
be in the
how
patch
about Deco
shortly.
Services?
Oh yeah, Deco Services, right? Yeah, and that is just I didn't have time to get it done. So this is a
Yeah,
same,
so that's not a bug, it's just a work in progress.
right? Yeah, yeah. And wanted to get the content in as much as I could. Um, and of course, I'm heading over to the other room in a second to show you where we are on that. Just for a second though, I'm thinking the structure. What I was hoping is that I'd be able to apply the Deco Service script at the root of the thing, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I think I need to apply it to each one of um, the renderers. So um, I don't
I
think
think they're
this.
just expecting it on the flat floors anyway. those walls are too bumpy to deco, really.
Yeah. Well, it's but I'll figure it out. I mean, I have to do some testing with it, and this is where, QA is going to come into play. So, we do have a QA build that's pending. Um, I want to get I want to get this room fixed up, and I want to try to get a few more things in, so that way when I do a QA build, I'm going to do a testing directive, and you guys will have a whole slew of dungeon stuff to mess with. Um, so, as I said, actually, the lava content was actually due to be released with release 140. So that's how far behind I am on getting the stuff done, because I'm trying to touch too many things at once. And it's just I want to try to give you guys some value here, and uh, you know, encourage you to want to subscribe and buy Kodos, and help fund the game, because we have a lot that we want to do, but we don't have the funding to get it all done quickly. All right, so let's read off our prizes, and while we do that, I'll load up this other room. Let me just save this because I made a change there. It's actually been very muggy over here, and my allergies are killing me. I think it's like drizzling out and everything. Still wet. All right.
You're allergic to humidity.
Well, with the humidity, it's carrying the whatever. I'm allergic to like molds and mildew, and then like cedar, the pollens and things like that. So Um, I don't have hay fever though, not specifically, that was at ragweed or whatever. That doesn't bother me. But okay, so we do have our prizes. Let me get this out of the way. Live streams. Okay. All right. Uh, do you want me to do characters?
I don't care.
You don't care? All right. I'll take you up on that. Okay, I'll do prizes this time around. Um, so we have pricing is to start now. Whatever. We have a potted fountain palm tree 3-pack.
Going to Denarian Crenchesbone and Vivian Locke.
Excellent. Clockwork umbrella going to
Carpe Noctem and Burko.
large red thorn flower.
Going to Whetstone Stone Strike and Ms. Goofy Best Woman.
Nice. The kobold gazebo.
Going to Gil Bates and Galorn Hammerthrow.
Excellent. Good deal. All right. And our final prize for this round, a Viking Village Inn.
To Zithar and Christ Pallid.
Congratulations to everybody who won prizes. Don't forget, if we're still around, and I think we will be, I got enough to talk about for a little bit here. So we'll probably end the stream around 6 p.m. Central. So another 45 minutes. We'll do one more prize drawing. So if you have not yet said the phrase in game, please say the phrase in game. If you have, you're entered. Don't worry, but it won't hurt to say it again. I don't mind. Go for it.
And given that it's a holiday weekend, you will probably not get the prizes over the weekend.
That is correct. Yes. I believe Lainey is on PTO. But as I said, there's that one customer service person, player. If you are listening right now, I will be sending you your Kodos, and I'll reply back to the customer service email today, at some point today or tonight. Okay, so moving on here. This is the other thing I've been working on for the lava stuff, which this is definitely definitely things like, oh yeah, that'll only take me a day to do. And here we are, 2 months, 2.5 months later. Of course, I'm not working on this full time every day because I got to load balance amongst the various jobs. But um, my goodness, this has taken a long time to work on. Those of you who have been following along, you will definitely see that it's made a lot of progress and changes and differences and stuff. The rocks are now all the right color. Um, and if we went into play mode, you see that the lighting is actually in there, and we have that ambient lighting that's going on. Uh, the one of the things that I don't know if I've shown this off yet. I think I can. Just have to figure out where I put it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Bubbles. There we go. Okay. So I think you could see, get in here. Yeah. I think you could see on screen, right? The motion. So uh, the existing original lava pools that are now considered legacy, they're no longer being offered, um, have a much different flow effect going on with the lava. So this lava, the surface of the lava is actually moving. It's moving very slow, and if you look, it's coming towards us and a little bit to the left. Then underneath the lava, you could see that there is a current moving as well, and it's more subtle than the lava pool ones. The lava pool ones were, well, to be honest, the lava pool, the original lava pools, the flow VFX was taken from the hot tubs. So it's moving too fast, and they're in circles that are actually donuts. So in the lava pools, it's kind of hidden and works okay, but in something like this, it was not good, and I would have had to put way too many circles in here, and that would defeat the purpose of optimization. So I basically came up with a custom uh, lava structure, which of course, there's still the bubbles and things like that. Sadly, in the editor, I can't get everything to show at the same time. Um, so I'll go over where the bubbles were actually bubbling. So I think I still have to, so that type of stuff. And see here, yeah, you can see a lot better the the flow underneath. And I'm actually very happy with the way this came out because it looks more lava-esque to me. And so what I'm going to be doing is once this is finished, I will now have a standard. In fact, this is basically a standardized tiling of lava, and it'll have the whole thing. The fishing volumes, the damage volume, all that stuff will be in a standardized container, so I'll be able to use it in new lava rooms. Um, and I will go back to the old lava grottos and lava pools and everything, and update the graphics to be the same. So that way they're consistent across the board and that type of thing. So anywhere where there's lava fishing in player-based deco, I want it to be the same so it's recognizable. So all right, so uh, okay. Um, we definitely, we each one of us is got actually got pretty damn good skills. And certain members of the team can just glance at something and figure it all out. We won't name names, but there's exponential learning going on here, and taking on tasks without even being asked to, and stuff like that, and that's happening across the board. So even Lainey, though I'm sure she'll play it down, is starting to do itemization and modification to items. So there's a lot of progress with the existing team. That plus, of course, we have the intern coming in who goes by more Baden, and hopefully you guys will meet him soon. Um, I don't want to push anybody to, get in front of the players until they're ready. And he's actually learning a whole bunch of stuff right now and doing testing of the house changes and things along those lines. Um, do, 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 do. Yeah, I really appreciate the fact that you guys are encouraging me to, take my time and do it right. And I still feel the pressure because, there's a segment, of course, of the community that, and I think that's where other live streamers or references coming from, that, kind of, are curmudgeony about how quickly things are getting done and stuff along those lines. But game's not going anywhere. That's for sure. You could see that we are definitely doing new things. We have a lot of plans, a lot of stuff on deck for 2026 as well. And as I had said in previous streams, we will be talking a little bit about that in the coming months as we lead into the end of the year. Chris has shifted to the point where I'm actually running the project and doing the stuff. Of course, Chris is still paying the bills, but that's pretty much his role in this right now is to manage the company from the legal standpoint, the actual company of it. And we'll be giving you updates on what we're planning on doing for 2026 and moving forward from there. I had mentioned this, I think it was my last stream, that we have the outline for the third book, which does cover episode two, and then we have plans. I have the plot lines laid out, but not outlines of the books yet for book 4, 5, and 6, which will be episodes 3, 4, and 5, respectively. So once we get all that going, the outlines of the books are this is what wasn't done originally for the first two books. What should have been done is that the books are being outlined first, so the plot lines will now align with the main plot lines in the game. So the book outlines will be used to start doing the mainline quests for all the future episodes. We have episode 2 in progress. Sanyo is actively working on that. And we're looking, again, skill set wise, we're looking to expand skill sets of the devs who are on the team to assist so we could get that done a little bit quicker. But once that's done, episode 3 is also already in progress as far as um, the direction, the plot lines, the outline for it, and if it's not already obvious, Birch Island is going to lead you into episode 3. So that's Birch Island isn't just like, oh, we're adding a couple of dungeons and there's going to be the lead into the plot line. So of course I'm going to be vague about this. I'm not going to tell you all the stuff because otherwise what's the use of that? But uh, when those dungeons are in play, NPCs will start having rumors, and you'll start finding out what's going on there. So even as episode 2 is going to go in and become visible to the players, then episode 3 will be able to start getting that in there. One of the things I want to change is uh, development wise, uh, that I think Shroud didn't do well. Um, I, there were good intentions. Nothing's, wasn't like they did it wrong or anything like that. But, in general, games are made behind closed doors. And so one of the things I want to change is that we don't go out like zone by zone and say, okay, here's the next zone, and all this. So like the whole early access to episode 2. is out there as it is now, and it's like piecemealed out. We we'll have early access to episode 3, 4, and 5. Um, but I don't want to do it where uh, on a month-to-month basis you get like one more NPC with another leg of a quest or something. So I want to try to get the stuff ironed out and structured so that way when we start going into the early access aspect of it, it's a little bit more put together. And that way, you can have access to it. Uh, and then, we do as Portalarium, Star and Richard would say, it's that last 20%, the polish part. That's where the early access should be. That's the beta. That's when you guys come back and say, "Oh yeah, these visuals are bad or these quests are broken." That's all that fixed stuff. So we should do the structure of it first, and then get that out to you guys. Um, and of course, what I'm aiming to do here is that it should not take years to get this done. And in reality, based on the structure that I want to do, the way, and this comes along the lines of the way uh, Tanglemeyer, I think, is one of the ones, right? That we have the three different difficulty levels in the scene.
Spindleskog.
Spindleskog. All right, good. So Spindleskog is done, right? You go in there, and then you could actually get over to a harder version, and then the extreme version. So, which we do want to put more of those in for the scenes, because I know that's going to come up here too, as well, based on what I'm saying.
I think that needs some checking before we expand it to other scenes because I don't think the resource nodes scale.
Oh, okay. And that may, well, yeah. All right, no worries, but it's feasible, so we'll sort that out. That it's that type of tech that is in there that will allow us to start putting in episode 3 and even the rest of episode 2 before players can get access to it. So that's what I'm aiming to do and get that stuff in there, and so that way there'll be more um, more familiar ways, methods that you would go into other MMOs, and where the world changes around you based on your actions. So this would have more of that type of thing based on where you are in the game, as to what the NPCs say to you and things along those lines. So be based on what we call scenarios.
Yeah,
So.
Sanio did a lot of that for Port Harmony.
Mhm.
Depending on what quests you've completed there, the actual deco in the town changes, visible to everyone that's in the scene.
Yep, exactly. And it's basically we just need to spend more time and iron out any issues that we have with the tech, especially when it comes to uh, uh, things like this, at like the different levels and things for the scenes. With regards to the questing and everything, this should definitely work because the scenario will allow us to make changes to the scene structure. So if I wanted to have this is not on the plan, but just to say something random, which may end up getting put in the plan because as I think about it, it's probably a pretty cool idea. If we wanted to have a forest fire occur, I could swap out all the trees, make them all burnt, and so that could all be triggered by quest stuff. And or episode levels or anything. And so there's a lot of good methodologies here that are underutilized. So we shall be able to get those things going over time, and I'm looking forward to it because this, we've said this passion project, and it definitely is for me. I do not want to do anything else in life except for work on this game, and obviously expand it and keep going. So hate to harp on it, but yeah, every every dollar helps. So anything you guys got, send it over, and we will expand the team and keep on expanding the content. Um, so let me see, where were we? There's a bunch of stuff going on in text here in the chat. But okay, so I definitely want to say and hear what's left for me to do. I think the last test on this, the room was not set up correctly. Um, and one of the problems was the starting piece checkbox was still checked. Because it still thought it was like the minecart thing, so it thought it was a scene.
Oh,
Yeah, and
yeah.
that might be why you got the error that you got when we did the internal sanity checks. But
Okay.
as you see these blue boxes that are all the way around, the yellow circle is indicating where connection one is, and the rest of these are all connections into the room. So this thing is absolutely friggin' huge. I will never stop saying this. This room is, I mean, I said this on the last work stream. Um, these boxes for the grid that you see down here are 100 meters apiece. So this room is like, it's like 224 meters long. And even though it's because it's where it is on the grid, because of 0, 0 being here, it's about 100 meters wide, maybe a little bit more. So the green box being bigger, that's my placement collision. I often adjusted that as to be. There's all sorts of refinements that need to be done. And
Irish Eyes, it exists in the QA build that's pending for release, but it's not placeable in that build, so there's going to have to be another build before it can be played with.
right, yeah. And I expect that there'll be another build before Monday. That's
Yep.
my hope. So, and then you guys will be able to go in here and play with it. Of course, the testing directive will indicate that I have a list of known stuff because I haven't gotten to it yet, right?
Yeah.
So there'll
I
be,
had fun when I was making the icon for it, changing the color of the stone there where it doesn't match.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Including the aqueducts. This is one section that is pretty much correct. Uh, so yes, of course, you know you're sending lava through an aqueduct. You can't really use stone that's going to melt from the lava. So,
Well,
um,
it's not an aqueduct because aqua is water.
yeah, I
It's a
know.
lava duct.
Yeah, it's a lava duct. But anyway, this was my one test spot here. Let me click on this, get focus so it actually doesn't disappear on me. Um, no, I don't want any of this. No, stop. Yeah, right. Um, yeah, so I changed the texture to have a darker thing. Although this texture is not the right one for this, I'm probably going to make a custom uh, lava stone version of this texture, which if you notice is still blurry. This is another one I have to optimize. This texture has been optimized. See the difference, guys? This is what I'm doing to the game. um, and this one here takes up less hard drive space and less GPU memory than this does, and looks a hell of a lot better at the same time. So there you go. Right now, I'm debating whether or not I want to leave. Like you see these I don't know what you call it, the railing or trim or whatever. I left it. It's not using the same texture as this. When I apply the right texture, the bricks look like crap, and I'd have to remap them. So I'm thinking as an accent, I might leave them like this. If anybody has an opinion, please comment.
I don't think the slight difference looks terrible.
Yeah, I think I like it, you know. So, but I that's why I did this the way I did it. Figured I'd ask questions about it. So, and then of course, so I have to do visual stuff like the lava flow. I've been talking about that, and that's probably going to take me a day to do because it's going to be one giant custom mesh that will go from the waterfall here. This is a placement, um, an example. The lava duct is already here, so lava will be coming pouring out of this, uh, basically going into a pool here and then going down the trough, and then coming down to another little waterfall. And the custom mesh I'm going to do here, like, see these aren't really meant to be, you know, out in the middle of the air. So um, this will be made into a full, you know, circle um, whatever you want to call it, stream of lava coming down, and then again it'll flood a little bit here, and then go on. And I want to see if I can get rid of these seams, and then they'll have the same thing over here. There'll be a lava coming in from the lava duct over there. So I'm very happy with the um, the entrance halls. I've also standardized them, so now they could be used anywhere.
And that should match the set of volcanic hallways that's in the store, right?
Yes, and I think this is the same decoration texture now. I'm not
Yeah, I think so.
100%. Yeah. So I wasn't sure when I put it in initially, they were using just this up there and it looked like crap. But then um, I didn't actually look at the one that was in the store. I ended up finding this by chance, the texture that I used. So, and then when I went to look at it, thinking I was going to have to update the other one to match, and I was like, oh, it looks the same. Um,
Well, we can check.
yeah. But anyway, and this is all verified to be on grid. So because the minecart room is not on grid, and so I had to redo all that stuff. So I probably have another week or so of work on this before it's like ready for prime time. But if I could get it to, I think actually the way it is right now in my editor, um, I think it'll work on QA if I do another build. So I just want to get it to the point where I could do testing directives, have you guys go in there and explore it, and start getting the deco surfaces on these things. So it's a this one. I think I showed this off. If I expand the whole thing, these are all the objects that are in there. That's how big this is. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. So I need to, if you can imagine, I need to go through that whole thing and set up the LOD system properly, which means I have to touch every rock and
Yep.
fix all that. And with all that, I also have to go in there and set up all the deco surfaces and everything. So um, there's a lot of work to do for the final product. So, all right. So let me see. I'm gonna go. Yes, it will have a lot of deco surfaces, Irish. Um, my methodology, my plan. If this all works out, I mean, I have the long-term goal, like for a room like this, because let me tell you something here. Let me let me show you. I'm gonna take a shortcut there. Okay. Now I go to layout and rocks. So there's all the rocks. Um, and all the rocks are individual. They're actually stretched out way bigger than they should be, which makes them blurry and stuff like that. Um, so basically what my plan is going to be is to take all these rocks and combine their meshes into one mesh. That way I could apply one deco script to them. And well, and well, let me clarify something because I'm sure, at least I'm thinking of it right now. I'm sure Allium is. I have upper wall rocks, lower wall rocks, rocks that are on the floor, the lava ducts.
Nice.
So yeah, so now basically it'll be three meshes, and I did this. I started doing this with the original lava grotto I did because in the original lava grotto, the whole lava grotto isn't a lava tube, right? So this is a caldera basically. This whole room is these backstory to it. It's a caldera, so the whole thing is made of lava rock, and but in the other grotto that I did, it was basically a little cave that was already there, and then a lava tube broke into it and then passed through. So rocks that are on the floor are one color like this, and then as you start to go up along the wall, I changed the colors to be more and more towards the original, granite color that we use, which is like on the ceiling off to the sides, because it's, it's soot. that's coloring the upper stones. So that's why, and I'm making this a standard just in case I want to do something like that. So the lower wall rocks could have different properties or whatever. And the deckless surfaces would be different, and especially the ones that are on the ceiling, because I have rocks that are on the ceiling, and those are going to have ceiling decoration surfaces on them. So um, yeah, so that'll work out pretty good. And so I have tools that and this actually doesn't even have anything to do with my 3D modeling skill set that I'm working on. I've discovered other tools that will allow me to combine meshes together, and that actually was stuff I experimented back in January, and then I got sidetracked by a whole bunch of infrastructure crap. But there's one more tool I need to buy. I have to pay for a license and get it working in here, and I will be able to uh, do a whole bunch of stuff with meshes and shaders. I'm actually kind of excited about the shader thing because one of the things that we got going on with shaders is like when you hold things in your left hand, I think it's the left hand, the custom colors, like if you dyed something, the color doesn't show up there, and that's a shader problem. Um, so now I definitely full blown into my rambling mode. Scrolling back here, see if there's anything else I missed on questions. Um, okay, so yeah, that's the QA thing. Um, right. So yeah, so in the testing directive, I will put out known issues or things that are not done yet, so that way you guys will know. And even stuff that we did release, like the 4 meter hallway, which is a half hallway, that is intended to be a band-aid for the rooms like the chicken room that are not on grid. So if you ever run into a situation where you're building your dungeon and you're looping back some hallways and you literally come up with um, a hole where you can't get a piece to go in there, this half hallway should fit in there to do that. Um, in the event, and I want to say this as a disclaimer, in the event that we come across, because I'm sure there's probably one out there, any rooms that end up having a 2 meter gap, I am not going to be fixing those. Because the bottom line here is that it's the configuration that you're putting together that exposes finding those gap situations. The 4 meter hallway makes sense to me because it's kind of a common thing. And it's common enough because that's pretty much based on the way the gridding system is made. And I was showing this off on my work stream. Actually, for this, when I fix this room, um, come on, give me control. Get down here, and because I think, oh, you know what? I deleted them. Yeah, never mind. I can't show it to you. Sorry, deleted them. But basically, well, I can real quick. Stop it. Give me a thing. Oh, you know what? That's not the right one because that's going to be shorter. There. All right. So duplicate that and drag it out. So I'm just using a floor piece from one of the exit halls. I happen to know this is 0, 0. This is the exact center of the entire room. All right. So this is where the grid starts, and this is why some of the devs in the past got confused. So here, I'll duplicate this, and I'm going to rotate it by 90 degrees. This is what the grid really looks like. So if you have, what do they call it? I guess we call them X intersections, right? So if you have a hallway piece that has basically it's four directional hallway intersection, this is actually what it would look like without the walls and stuff. So as you can see here, there's only 1 meter here and 1 meter there, and basically some of the devs over the years thought that either they had to be like this, based on this 0, 0 is the exact center is right where my mouse is. So they would do this and then do this, and they would think that that is the intersection piece type of thing. So, and of course, do it on the other direction as well. Um, if that was done, then this is off grid because now you have literally 4 meters of extra stuff, which throws off everything else. And that's why the 4 meter piece will solve those problems. And hopefully that's the last time I'll ever have to really talk about that again. But so, with that said, this room was off. And so I started from zero and I worked my way out and adjusted all the entrances and all the stuff to be where it's supposed to be. I cannot fix that on the existing rooms. If I fix that on the existing rooms, then your existing rooms will break your dungeons, just like what happened on the brown marble, which of course that was actually not even intentional at all. Um, but what happens is, like I said, this room is centered on zero, and the brown marble dungeon foyer, right? Marble foyer. Oh, it's a scene. I keep forgetting it's a scene, and I can't do that. So never mind. Can't really show it that easily, but if I put it in here, it would be over there. It was 24 meters off center. And when I was working on updating the LODs and everything for that room to try to fix the lighting problem that was going on, um, I inadvertently, because it's what was drummed into our heads, that all the prefabs must be at zero when you're done. So uh, um, ended up putting it at zero. And that shifted it off and broke everybody's dungeons. So that's why we had to roll back that last month. So of course, keeping a closer eye on that won't happen again. In fact, the brown marble dungeon foyer will be on QA, and we'll have a testing directive. We've already verified the sanity to make sure that it's in the right spot and it won't cause any problems. But I've redone the work on that to optimize the room and try to start working on some of the bugs that are going on there. All right, so let me see. All right, so Rav has new crayons to color with. Yes, I do. And it's one of those big boxes with the sharpener in it and everything. Um, okay. In effect, Labesduct possibly. I don't. Is that something referring to something else that I'm missing? Allium, you know?
I think she's trying to translate lava into Latin, but I'm pretty sure that lava in Latin is lava. So
Very
lava
possible.
duct
Yeah.
works fine.
Right. Let me see here. All right. So is that the minecart lava dungeon, or is it that one coming later? Yes, this is the minecart lava dungeon. It's going to be called the Lava Lake. Uh, and this is going to be the dungeon room for it. It's not going to be a foyer. This is going to be a room. Um, and brace yourselves. This room is going to be 200 points. Um, and this is a ponderance at the moment, so don't lawyer
I
me,
had to
bro.
buy a bunch of points just to place the black blade one.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, that one's actually not bad though. That's only 42.
Yeah,
Um,
but I was close to my limit,
yeah.
so.
So now again, points. You keep buying points, so you could always expand your dungeon. There's not a cap on that. And but knowing that 200 points is a hell of a lot, I'm considering I have to look into this because I know we've been talking about, and I'm bear with me, allium.
Yeah.
We were talking about this because like possibly of like putting it on the website or in the Crown Store to upgrade points or something.
Oh no, I looked at that. So for the example of we let you pay to expand your bank, if you buy bank slots for gold in game, they get more expensive every time you buy them because we don't want to tell you you can't buy any more, but the bigger your bank, the more time it takes to load. If someone has 3,000 slots and 3,000 items in it, and it takes them 5 minutes to open their bank, they're going to complain when they did that to themselves. However, right now, if you buy bank slots with crowns or on the website, it's always the same price. Dungeon points are not like that.
Oh, are
If
they
you
scaled
buy
too?
if you buy points with gold, it gets more expensive as time goes on. If you buy points with crowns, it gets more expensive as time goes on. And this is for the same reason as the bank slot discouragement. We don't want to tell people that they can't buy any more points, but if you make your dungeon too big, your computer may not be able to handle it.
Hmm,
So it's just trying to dial back a little. You can always start another dungeon under another lot.
gotcha.
And hey, your points work for that too. It's not like using points in one dungeon takes them away from any other dungeon that you have.
Hmm. Um,
So,
hmm,
because it's calculated to increase both ways, there's no way that we could stick it in the crown store because it would need a different price for every purchase for every person that would be calculated on the fly.
gotcha. All right. So one of the things I was considering with this room specifically was bundling it with 200 points.
I, yeah, we could have. No, actually, the object to do that does not exist.
Gotcha. All right. So anyway, as I said, that's why I said, audience wise, just bear with me here because I'm just because it's so many points that, obviously if you buy the room, you're definitely going to have to upgrade your points to place the room or
Not
whatever. So,
necessarily, because remember, you get more starter points for starting a dungeon on a bigger lot.
hmm,
So
true.
row is 50, village is 100. So a city would be 200 points right off the bat.
Gotcha.
A city lot is kind of expensive, but
Yeah.
if you're upgrading from a town, it might not be that bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Still, I mean, and this, by calculate, we do the points. We don't just like roll dice and come up with points. The points are calculated based on the footprint that the or displacement that the room has in the void of your dungeon.
You can also just cheat. For instance, the Midris Library Room, that was a pledge reward.
Hmm.
That's absolutely huge, but I'm pretty sure it's only 1 point.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I put this one in for that because it also comes down to how much time it took to make it, and all that stuff. I mean, there's obviously waiting to it,
Right.
but
Yeah, but there's
you know.
nothing saying that you can't give a discount for something specifically.
Oh, right. And that's where I'm going with this is that if I calculated this thing out, it's actually, and I was already trying to be conservative. It was 288 points if I go by its footprint. So
So if you're making it 200, you're giving a discount.
yeah, I'm already 30 some odd percent down from where it really should be. So again, expensive room. It's definitely gonna be an expensive room. So uh, be forewarned. But it's a massive room, and there will be a deco version of this, which again, based on my plan, anywhere where you be able to place deco, you will be able to place deco. So it's not going to be like, well, oh, the flat areas or whatever. Granted, yes, there's a lot of stuff that's not going to place in a lot of areas because it's not flat. Let me see where I could find some of these sections of wall, even though they look like they're fluffy, they're actually flat. Like that one right there. That is actually flat. Come on, click there. So see, that's really a flat wall, and there are rocks around it, but there's absolute like you could put paintings on this. Now you wouldn't be able to put paintings on the rocks, but there are flat enough areas where you'd be able to like put some, lighting, torches, or various other things. So it all depends on the size of the item. Same thing with the ceiling. The ceiling up here, even though it looks like the way it is pretty flat. So you'd be able to hang chandeliers or whatever from that. Anything that's um, German Christmas trees, so on. So you'd be able to hang up
Um,
a bunch of stuff from the ceiling. Go ahead.
Reasoning?
Yeah. Yep. I put a warning in there. So yep, we are 1800. So I am ready. I think that everybody who's going to do the prize terms have done the prize terms. So okay, running the prizing. Okay, so going back to Unity here. So, yeah, so I will make the room as decoable as possible. When you're in a cave situation, it's a little bit difficult. If I need to, um, I can place specific I could place deco surfaces in specific areas. Of course, like the lava ducts are flat enough that they will be decoable with no problem. Of course, you won't be able to deco on the lava, and then any of these surfaces will be fine, the walls, etc., so on. But any of the rocks, if their try is big enough, um, and they said a try is these triangles here. If they're flat enough, like this area here, you'd probably be able to put something on it, that type of thing. So, um,
And Strider, yes, eventually the plan is that for these lava rooms to be spawning.
yes,
So he's
yeah,
getting the fishing and the deco done first, and then there'll be a place to put it, totem. So
right.
you have time to collect more essences.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. And I wanted to get it done sooner. I really wanted to be able to release this room. Well, in the end, I'll probably end up releasing this room with the spawnable and the deco versions pretty much the same time. We're just going into beta with this room as the deco version first, because this room structure is the same. It's just the deco surfaces won't be there when it's the spawnable version, and then I have to add the spawns in. So yeah, this one doesn't have the spawns in it, so uh, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. But obviously, I won't know until I do it. So, but once we get that in there, uh, and just to say, I have a plan there as well that I'll be doing fire elementals for the spawns on the lava rooms, and of course, once I get the spawns in here, I will very easily be able to put the spawns, make spawn versions of the smaller grotto, the pool, anything that we have lava on. You'll end up getting spawnable versions of it. So it's one of those exponential type of things. Do one, and then all of a sudden you'll have 10, or
Yeah,
whatever it is.
because the setup for the fire elementals to go into the room hasn't happened yet, but
Yeah,
once they are, they're done for all of them.
yeah, and it's a one-time thing. And once I set up the fire elementals, basically, I set up. Jeez, what the hell was it I set up last? Was it spiders? Yeah, I think it was the spiders that
Yes.
I added in. So I've done it already. It's just it's been a while. Of course, I did a video. I recorded doing it. So I could just go back and find that video and review. And so it's not horrible. It's just stuff that you don't do every day. So, but once I do get the fire elementals done, then I'm going to be able to immediately go in there and do the spawns for the well, which is the new dungeon that's hopefully going to be coming in a couple of months, and then other spawns as well. So basically, it's that type of thing when way based on all the stuff that I have to do. I'm actually I'm going to call this it's the Elgarian factor. What he would do is he would go in and he would do something, and then he'd make 150 of it. So, like the conversationalist, you guys all know, it's like one day he discovered how to do conversationalists, and then the next release, we had 150 conversationalists in the store. So, or obviously not a literal number, but and that was his methodology. You know, you do a thing and then completely, you know, build it out to all the different options he could possibly think of. Um, and so it's this type of methodology that I want to do with the spawns. Once I start doing it, I'm going to probably dedicate a couple of weeks and set up spawns for a bunch of stuff. So that way we'll be able to start putting in new various variations of spawns in player dungeon rooms. Not to mention other new spawns that we don't have in the game yet. I actually have I'm not going to say what they are, but I have a level boss that's still hanging out there that I haven't been able to insert into the game yet. And when I say haven't been able to, it's time really. Uh, there's a pet animal, and well, there's two different wildlife animals that I have that are fully set up that just need to be inserted in. So I'm hoping to get all that done too. But in the spirit of what we've been talking about overall, I am not putting a deadline on myself for all these things because I try not to make promises to you guys, but I'm making promises to myself, which of course I obviously end up overrunning, which makes me feel crappy that I'm not keeping up to my own pace and schedule. So, which is a me thing. So, but where is it? Looking. Yeah, this is a little bit bigger. You know, Belladonna said about this dungeon room. It's a little bit longer, but I think the width is exactly what the minecart room is. Um, oh, and the minecart room currently is a foyer. Um, and I think we were talking about uh, making it a dungeon room as well. So um, again, I'm not sure about the minecart itself, but you know, the original version of that might go in. So we'll see. Lots of stuff, lots of variations that we could do. Okay. All right. I'm just getting past the Latin comments. You want to catch up? I,
Also, while you're talking about adding new animals, please talk to me and we can consider making some of them tameable.
oh, absolutely.
I've done that before for the tiny frog, so I know how to do it,
Yep. Yep.
at least for pet deco ones.
Right. And when I do this, there's other summon related bugs that we're going to fix at the same time. So,
Okay.
prize drawing in 5 minutes. Okay, now I'm getting close. Um, yeah. So, in effect, said buying points in 5 and 10s. Long term, we'll still look at the possibility of doing something because we obviously revised the like the deed upgrade system, right? So we might be able to do something along those lines too. But you know, time that's more out in the distance. But I agree with you. I absolutely hate the it's like if you're gonna buy what bank slots, buy gold or something. It's just the way you should be able to do a pull down and do a larger jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then it has to calculate the price because you might be
Hmm.
passing over a breakpoint on the prices,
Right, right, exactly.
which
Uh,
is theoretically doable, but it's more work.
yeah, it's definitely an algorithm. There'd have to be some math in there. Um, okay, it looks like I am totally caught up on chat now. Uh, okay, good. All right. If I missed any questions, I apologize. You can feel free to ask them again. We will. Uh, did the thing pop? Yes, it did. Okay, good. All right. All right. Well, these character names are easy, but if you want to stick with character names, I'm great with that. Whichever you want to do. So you tell me this
Sure.
time.
Go ahead.
Okay. Potted Fountain Palm Tree 3-pack.
Diabolotine.
All right. And Clockwork Umbrella goes to
Tina Tina.
Large Red Thorn Flower,
Cetos the Second.
Kobold Gazebo,
Adam Crow.
and our last final grand prize drawing of the day is a Viking Village Inn that goes to.
Ceolasta.
Congratulations! Yay! Don't I seem so, you know?
It might be time for bed.
Yes, it is. Um, okay. All right. Cool. All right. So, well, that's about where we are now. Again, I have been doing work streams. I've been aiming to do work streams for a long time, but I finally got myself into the pattern of it and stuff, and so I should hope that you will continue to see me coming online doing work. I consider this to be important because, especially with just the overall thing of people, well, we'll say trolls going out there saying that the game is dying, they're slowing down, they're not doing development, all that baloney that they've been saying actually for what about 10 years. Uh, Obviously, team small, blah blah blah. Been talking about that forever, um, and I think it's important that you see what's involved and how much time it takes. If I'm if I'm Scotty and I are doing a 6 hour live stream where we both shared our screens. It's parallel, so you can see what he's doing, you can see what I'm doing, you can see how long it takes to do the things, and it's not a situation where we're like, oh, I don't know how to do this, I got to figure it out. It's just tedious, especially when you're doing 3D modeling. All the wires and stuff that you have to go through, all that mesh framework. That one, I definitely am slower than Scotty on because I'm newer, but it's I've looking over Scotty's shoulder for at this point years. It is definitely not something where you could be like, oh, I'm good at this now, and bang, 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 and there it is. If you're, especially if you're editing somebody else's work, anybody who programs in any way, shape, or form, and who has had to touch somebody else's program, uh, knows what I'm talking about. This is not easy stuff to do. So, okay. Yeah, well, it's MMO games that are the dying dead thing. It's actually a wave pattern, and right now there is a kind of a shrinkage on the methodologies, but they'll evolve. There'll be some things that change. I don't think they're going to go away anytime soon. Um, but okay, so let's see what else. Um, yeah, so Christ Pallet said same size inns with less rooms would be good, and we've actually discussed that. So and I think actually Belladonna, I think, had mentioned something. I put a wish list up for something along those lines. Village-sized row houses that are not inns. So again, that comes down to the same thing. Once we start doing the um, various internal um, um interior structure variations on these houses, we will be able to mix and match a lot easier. And um, I'm really looking forward to being able to get involved with that as well. Because once he cleans his stuff up and does it, then I could go in there and I could go behind and actually make modifications to these things as well, to make even more variations on the houses. So, okay. City storefront, call it a mall. Yeah, I don't know about that, but um, okay. Is the lava lake dungeon? Not sure what the full question. If you're saying is that it? Yes, this is going to be the lava lake dungeon room. And when this gets released, it's going to have 9 entrances in the beginning. This will be the first dungeon room that I will be able to expand. The way I've set this thing up with the when I was showing off the rocks before the layout, we got the rocks, and I have all these various sections. The do I actually have rocks that are under the lava, that I have singled out into a thing. So there's there are 9 entrances today. My plan is to have 10 entrances, so there'll be one more entrance that'll be added in. Entrances, I will consider that the secret entrance because it's going to be not obvious where it is. But once, obviously, anybody who places the dungeon room is going to know where the entrance is. It's not going to be like an Easter egg secret, but it'll come later, and it's going to be added in such a way where it won't affect any deco. Uh, and because that's a, rule zero is that once you put something out there that has a deco surface, you can't change it because somebody might have had deco there. Basically, we will make sure that uh, well, as I do things going forward, if I have plans for something more complex that I really wanted to get in, and I don't want to give up on the idea, then I will make sure it's set up in such a way that I will be able to do it. And this is one of them. I have a whole thing that I want to put in there for a 10th entrance. And there are two Easter eggs right now, I think, in it done. And there's a spot that I've reserved for a third one, uh, and uh, and then of course that secret entrance. So there's some stuff that'll be added um, uh, as expansion to the room later.
And he finished typing his question, and that was not the question at all.
Oh, what question was that? Oh,
Is the
was
level
it?
is he asked if it was for a pot, and several people, including me, have told him that it was for player dungeons on lots. But he brings up a good point,
hmm
which is we have an underground pot template. We could make a lava version.
Yes, that's true, and that has been brought up. So yeah, no, absolutely. There's one stumbling block on that. Uh,
The whole pot template thing, yeah.
yeah, and I have no problem sharing this with you guys. We want to make new pot templates. In fact, for a while there, I was getting ready to do something that we were going to call uh, Pocket Universe. Basements, and they were going to basically be little mini pot templates or whatever. I put a hold on that. I haven't given up on the idea, but I put a hold on it because I realized I have to do a whole bunch of extra code work to make that happen. So I need to look at that when I have more time. Um, so hopefully, if I get more devs on the team, then I could start branching out and become more of the Chris role where I'm actually doing the development work for getting new features and functionality into the game and dedicating myself to that. But nonetheless, one of the issues when Castle Atos, where we are now, which is probably pitch black, and there it is, um, when when we added this into the game, well, again, I can't even say we. Well, yeah, I was on the team when this got added in. But this was the first new, um, well, not really the first new. Uh, Fishing Expedition was the first new pot template that was added into the game after the original Portalarium crew, and that one worked. But I think the possibly somebody was still here that knew something that information got lost after they left. Castle Atos was put together, and this is the last one that was put together and added into the game. And when it was invoked, um, something went wrong because up here it says Castle Atos player owned, but it doesn't have a governor name, and it's not like it doesn't have a governor, which is a bug that we've had once in a while. That happens if during the setup the governor's name didn't get placed into the right place or whatever. The governor's name is there, and it's just not fully
It
activated.
doesn't know it's a pot.
Yeah, so it thinks it's a regular scene, um, and I've been able to trick it in a few ways, so we could do things like place a Stecco down here, um, but it's not the final solution. I need to figure out how to fix this, or maybe even on a more experimental level, create another new one and see if the same problem happens. And if it doesn't, then it's something specific to this one. But before I create a underground lava pot template or any new pot templates, um, I have to figure out what's going on here and document step by step what needs to be done to create a brand new pot template. Um, but once we do, expect to see a bunch because there are some that are waiting in the wings. There were some templates and scene zones that were could be used as pot templates that are basically there already, and other ideas and things that like the lava version of that room, which wouldn't take that much to modify and put out there. Definitely want to do that and have more variations. Any new, I will say this again because I said it back in the day when we were working on this originally. Any new pot templates won't just go into the default pool. Like right now, I don't even know how many it is. It's what, maybe like 16 different pot templates that you could pick from. These will be like an expansion set. So there'll be if you want to change your pot to have one of these newer templates, then there'll be a service fee of some kind, or you'll have to buy the template. I haven't sorted all that out yet. And no, it's not going to be $5,000. So, you know, trying to get all the prices down. So, okay.
You could just
um,
make it an extra voucher
yeah, and
for a pot.
that's right, and that's
Is
what I think is
to
we
pick
just
one
have
of the
to.
special templates.
Right. Yeah, it's basically that's what I'm thinking is you choose a voucher. The voucher would be the price of what it would be for any one of those, and then you just choose which one it is. I just have to figure out how to link that into the whole pot form.
Setup thing,
So
yeah.
yeah. Um,
Yeah,
I
that form needs some edits anyway. There are things on it that don't
yes.
apply anymore.
Yes. Yeah, more Baden may be helping out on that.
Okay.
It all depends on whether or not I, you know, more Baden probably has about 50 more tasks than he's aware of right now. So I'm trying not to scare him away. Um, but yeah, so that's where we are. Okay, so as Belladonna said, it's a holiday weekend, so play the game. And as I said, I'm hoping that like on Monday I'll be able to do another QA build. I'd like to do it as soon as possible, uh, so that way, because it is also a holiday weekend. That way, you guys have some time, extra time to mess with some stuff on QA. But again, it's a holiday weekend, and I need to sleep. So anyway, thank you very much for hanging out with us. And we I guess are gonna get going. So, any closing thoughts that you have, Allium?
No, I'm done.
Okay, me too. I am done too. Um, well, I took a shower already, so I'm good there. But I definitely need to go to bed. The eating part is optional, but would be nice. So, anyway, have a nice night, guys. Thank you once again, as always, for coming out and taking part in the stream, supporting the game. And if you can, please, if you're not already, please subscribe to the game. And if you do subscribe, please consider upgrading that subscription if you haven't already. All those subscriptions do help the game development, and every penny of it is put towards getting the new content in place. So talk to you soon.
Good night.
Good night.